के भीतर तेरे अनहद नाद की धुन अब गूंजे हर पल मन के भीतर। मन को पंख दे कैसे रोके ना रुक पाता है। इस मन को पंख दिए कैसे रोके ना रुक पाता है। तुमसे मिलने की चाहत में मन मिलो तक उड़ जाता है। मन मिलो तक उड़ जाता है। जब तुमसे मन जुड़ जाता है आनंद अलौकिक पाता है। जब तुमसे मन जुड़ जाता है आनंद अलौकिक पाता है। मन की मृग तृष्णा भटक गई थी कांटों के इस जंगल में। मैं अनजाना उलझ गया था मोह माया के दलदल में। मोह माया के दलदल में मन के शोर सब थम से गए हैं तुझ झरने की कलकल में। मन के शोर सब थम से गए हैं तुझ झरने की कलकल में। सारे प्रश्नों का हल पाया तेरे एक ही उत्तर में। तेरे एक ही उत्तर में। जब तुमसे मन जुड़ जाता है मन खुशियों से भर जाता है। जब तुमसे मन जुड़ जाता है मन मिलो तक उड़ जाता है। आनंद अलौकिक पाता है। मन खुशियों से भर जाता है।
Rishmi, can you unmute yourself?
Shanti, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Volume is okay. Is the volume okay?
Yes.
So today's Avyaktavani, the revised date is 14th of May 1970. Real meaning of surrender. So from the name, Baba here is telling us what is the real meaning of surrender. We have come to Baba, we have become his child. We are every day listening Murli. We are also doing all the dharna. We are running our life into all this discipline. But are we surrender? So Baba is asking us to check very deeply. That is where we can say that yes, Baba is in my life. Surrender is something where we actually can feel that Baba is in my life. If not, then that is my ego which is working. So very deeply, we will listen to the Murli, and with every point we will keep on checking whether this is my stage or not. So we all will sit in a very relaxed but with an erect posture, and our full attention would be into this Baba's words, will only and only thing where I will focus into in coming half an hour. Om Shanti. Today, Baba has brought a gift from subtle region. Tell me, do you know what gift I have brought? In the Avyakta form, even the gift would be Avyakta. I have brought a mirror from the subtle region. Why has Baba brought a mirror? What is the special program for which all of you have come here? Have you come to surrender someone, or have you come to become complete? Baba has brought the mirror from the subtle region to see the face of everyone who is to be surrendered and to show it to everyone else. Baba has brought the mirror from the subtle region to see the face of everyone who is to be surrendered and to show it to everyone else. Have you already surrendered? Have all of you surrendered? Which of you in the gathering think that you have surrendered? What is called surrender? Have you surrendered your body consciousness? The first parameter of surrenderness, Baba is asking, have you surrendered your body consciousness? Have you surrendered, or have you totally surrendered yourself? Say yes or no. Have you totally surrendered your body consciousness? Why are you not saying yes to this? Have you surrendered your nature? Second thing. First, Baba asked that have we all surrendered our body consciousness? Next, have you surrendered your nature? There is effort in this. This is kind of a vibration Baba had received from the audience. When will you have the ceremony for surrendering your nature? You have come to celebrate the ceremony of the surrender of the Kumaris. Just a minute. But Babdada wishes to celebrate that ceremony where Baba is expecting us to surrender of nature. When will you celebrate that? This is why Baba said that he This is why Baba said that he has brought a mirror. Baba is seeing three things in that mirror. One is surrender of your nature. Second is the surrender of your body consciousness. And thirdly, surrender of your relationship. Again, I'm reading. One is surrender of your nature. Second is the surrender of your body consciousness. And thirdly, the surrender of your relationships. The surrender of body is the surrender of the attachment to the physical senses. Now Baba is defining what does it mean to surrender your body consciousness. Baba said that is surrender of the attachment to the physical senses. Baba is seeing three things in the mirror. When you have the ceremony for the surrender of your nature, then you will have vision of the perfect image. What will you receive as part of the dowry? When you have attained the complete fortune of marriage, which is in Hindi known to be Suhag, fortune of being constantly married, that is someone who is not widowed, you will automatically receive the dowry of an elevated fortune. By constantly having the fortune of marriage, you will also be able to keep your fortune for all the time. So in Hindi, that is known to be Sada Suhagan. People speak of being fortunate in the fortune of marriage. So to constantly have the fortune of marriage means to have a fortune for all time. The more one has the fortune of marriage, the more elevated fortune one has. The more one has the fortune of marriage, the more elevated the fortune one has. Now Baba is telling what does he mean by fortune of marriage? The sign of the fortune of marriage is a bindi, tilak. There are both the chindi, which means head decoration, and the bindi. So those who constantly have the fortune of marriage constantly have the awareness of the point. Those who constantly have the fortune of marriage have the awareness of the point. If you constantly have the stage of the point, then you will constantly have the fortune of being married. See your fortune through your own fortune of marriage. The greater the fortune of marriage you have, accordingly, you have fortune. So it is in our hand how much we utilize this fortune of marriage. So Baba says, the greater the fortune of marriage you have, accordingly, you have fortune. If you have an imperishable fortune of marriage, in order to constantly have the fortune of marriage, you must remember four things. The Baba says just to make it ensure to have an imperishable fortune of marriage, we just need to Keep 4 things in order all the time. Tell Baba even one out of these 4 aspects. Just as you have prepared your physical dowry and come here in the same way, what dowry of effort do you need to have? Which 4 aspects? One is that the aim of your life should be constantly be in front of you. The first thing, one is that the aim of your life should constantly be in front of you. Second, Bab Dada's direction should be in front of you. Thirdly, the message. And fourthly, keep your original home in front of you. So first Baba said that he is watching the 3 surrenders: surrender of nature, surrender of body consciousness, surrender of relationship. Then Baba says that are you constantly married to Baba? The greater the fortune of marriage, the greater is our fortune. Now, just to make that fortune constantly imperishable, these are the 4 formulas, 4 vidhis. One is that the aim of your life should be constantly be in front of you. What is the purpose of my life? Being in this Lokik life, being in this, managing so many tasks at a time. Sometimes we get into so much of body consciousness or role consciousness that the purpose of my life sometimes gets lost. Secondly, Bab Dada's direction should be in front of you. Baba's Shrimat. Thirdly, the message. And fourthly, keep your original home in front of you. I believe in the last week Murli, Sakar Murli, many a times Baba has reminded us or told us to think about Param Dham. That is why keeping the aim of your life constantly in front of you, your effort will become intense. While making effort, if you keep Bapdada's directions in your awareness, you will receive success in your effort. And you also have to give everyone the message. This is called service. And what else do you now have to remember? Your original home. That is, we now have to return home. It is now the time to return home. The time has come very close. If any one aspect out of the 4 is missing, then that weakness means that you are a weak effort maker. Again, we are revising. First was, just let me take you there. First was that whether the aim of my life is constantly in front of me or not. Secondly, Bab Dada's direction. Third, the message, as Baba said, that we have to give the message to others. Sometimes we cannot just, tell people the situation is not that way, or the people are not in the mood of receiving your message. But Baba always say, Chal Chalan, Muskurahat. With our behavior, attitude, sweetness, we can touch their heart. Fourthly, keep your original home in front of you. Now the time is very close. We have to go back home. That now should be in the emerged form. Keep these 4 terms in front of you. Bap Dada is giving the children a new title, the lawmaker. Many people give the title of peacemakers, but today Bap Dada is giving you all the title of being lawmakers. You are the creators of all the laws that will exist in Satyayug. If you keep it in your awareness that you are the lawmakers, then you will think about and consider everything before you take any step. Just think that whatever step you are taking, it is becoming a law. Just as whatever is finalized by the justice or chief justice becomes a law. In the same way, all of you who are sitting here are justices. You are the lawmakers. This is why you must not perform any wrong actions, no matter where we are. We are sitting in our drawing room, we are sitting in our bedroom, we are sitting in public. What we are thinking, what we are doing, we are creating the law. I did remember, I believe Sister Shivani had made this point once, that you become the same person privately, personally, secretly, and publicly. What you can say at your bedroom, in the closed room, the same thing you think, you speak in your drawing room in public. So this is a great checking, because what we are performing, that is becoming the law. Since you are the lawmakers, whatever thoughts you have or whatever steps you take, when the entire world see you doing that, they will follow you. Your subjects will follow all of you. Subjects mean praja. So consider yourself in this way whilst you perform every action. Although all of you are lawmakers, there is a number in this too. Today, Bap Dada was smiling on seeing this gathering. So many lawmakers have gathered together. Do you move along considering yourself in this way? When you consider yourself to be responsible to such an extent, all little things will automatically be finished. Baba says, when you consider yourself to be responsible to such extent, all little things will automatically be finished. You also have the slogan, whatever I do, others will see me and do the same. So you will only be able to carry out the task accurately when you remember this slogan. Whatever I do, others will see me and do the same. Do not consider yourself to be alone. There is your kingdom behind each one of you. They are also observing you. As Baba says, whatever we will do in the above, the subjects will also follow that. Because there is your kingdom behind each one of you, they are also observing you. Therefore, always remember, whatever actions I perform, others who see me will also do the same. What will happen through this is that the ceremony for the surrender of everyone's nature and sanskar will take place very soon. What will happen through this is that the ceremony for the surrender of everyone's nature and sanskar will take place very soon. You now have to make preparation very quickly in order to bring this ceremony onto the stage. Surrender ceremony of two Kumaris today. What task have you called me for? In Satyug, the mother and father will sit you on the throne. Do you know which tilak you receive for the kingdom at the confluence age? Baba is asking. Have you already applied the tilak of the confluence age, or do you still have to apply it? In the beginning, if you remember correctly, Baba said that when he's talking about the surrender of body consciousness means whether we remember the point, tilak, bindi, and also Baba says chindi, the head decoration. So first Baba said that whether we are in the remembrance of point or not. So point is I am a point, my father is a point, and put full stop or point to this drama. The track of the drama, I'm putting full stop point, which means that there is no expansion of my intellect. Why, how, when, what. Have you already applied the tilak of the confluence age, or do you still have to apply it? Have you claimed the throne of the confluence age? There is a crown of the responsibility of service. But which is the throne? Only after you have claimed the throne of the confluence age can you claim the throne in Satyug. Have you decorated yourself with all jewelry, or are you still doing that too? At present, you are decorated with jewelry. All these customs and systems begin at the confluence age. In this last Sunday's Murli, Khazano se Sampann, what all the treasures Baba has given us, Gyan, Gun, Shaktiya, are we decorated with those jewelries? Because Baba says this custom will start at the confluence age only. Just as there is a time for sowing seeds, in the same way the confluence age is the time for sowing the seed of every divine system. Very, very important. The seed of everything is sown through the seed form. The seed of everything is sown through the seed form. We have to we have to practice that seed form. And then only we can sow the seed what Baba is trying to tell us. If our mind is loud, if we are not into Baba's direction, or the purpose of my life is not constantly in front of me, or I'm not in the remembrance of seed, if these things are not in the immersed form, we cannot be in the seed form. Together with sowing the seed, all of you must also help in sowing this seed. Today, it is not just an ordinary function, but you were told that you are the lawmakers. Today is the day for sowing the seed of the systems and custom. Do you have that much of intoxication? Baba is asking. All the systems are created by Brahmins. You are instruments for such a huge task to change the world. In how much time will you change the world? In how much time will you make yourself ready? Are you ever ready? In what form are all of you experiencing yourselves? In what form are all of you experiencing yourself? In what form are all of you sitting? As is the day, so is the form. This court of the confluent sage is even greater than the court of the golden age. Are all of you seeing yourself decorated with all the decorations, or are you just seeing these two Kumaris? Each decorations of the confluence age of all of you is more elevated than the decoration of the golden age. So, Bab Dada is seeing all the decorated images. The crown of the golden age is nothing compared to this crown. So beautiful. Baba is telling the crown of the golden age is unparalleled comparing to the crown of Sangam Yuga. You have the crown of the confluence age. What effort will you make so that this crown and this throne remain eternal? There are three things to remember for that. How to make this crown and the throne remain eternal. Three things Baba is telling us. The customs and systems of the surrender ceremony and the coronation ceremony exist in the confluence age in one form or another. Do you know what the custom and system of this world are? How many types of customs and system do they have? One is through the Brahmins. The second is through the court. The third is in the temple by the gurus. This is the system or the custom which is made, Baba says, for the crown and the throne. For the surrender ceremony, the custom and the system of the surrender ceremony and the coronation. Coronation means Rajyabhishek. So that is also done through the Brahmins or through the court or through the gurus. The seed for all these three is sown here in one form or another. Madhuban is a temple. It is a living temple. The marriage of the soul with the Supreme Soul takes place in this temple. Together with that, the one system of a code begins here. You are told that you are the lawmakers. They make a promise in front of you, and so is a court, isn't it? All the three systems take place at the confluence age in an alaukic way. One is by Brahmins, one is by court, and another is by gurus. So Baba says all the three systems take place at the confluence age in an alaukic way, and their memorials continue in a physical way. Acha, what three things do you have to remember? One is that you must move along whilst considering yourself to be benefactor. Secondly, to be egoless. Thirdly, to be those who have right. You have to keep your right in front of you, and also keep the virtue of being egoless in front of you. And you must also keep in front of you the task of bringing benefit. You must always remember these three things, no matter how much someone disregards you. You know, the most important thing is coming now. No matter how much someone disregards you, your vision and attitude must be of bringing benefit. And it requires a lot of egolessness. We these days I am not sure about others, may try to prove ourselves till now that no, you are misinterpreting, you are misjudging me. And we clarify ourselves a lot, because that disregard or something we cannot take. We get hurt. So Baba is telling that no matter how much they disregard us, the other perspective that we get hurt and we don't feel good about that person, but our vision and attitude must be of bringing benefit. The last Avyakta Murli in this season, Shubh Bhavna and Shubh Kamna. You must move along considering yourself to be those who have a right and yet to be egoless. To the extent that you have a right to be egoless, to that same extent. We have right, at the same time we are egoless. We don't need to prove ourselves. Then this crown and throne will remain eternal. We cannot think anything negative about anyone, because our purpose, as Baba says, is to bring benefit, and that too always. Now Baba is having a question: which children can never be attacked by Maya? Those who constantly remain combined. If you remain combined with Baba, Maya will not be able to attack you. If you become alone, you will come under the influence of Maya. In order to defeat you, Maya first separates you from Father and then attacks you. So you now know the tactics of Maya. You have become sensible, and so you cannot be deceived. Next question is Baba asking, what is the basis of a stable stage? What are the signs of those who have a stable stage? Atal Sthiti. The basis of stable stage is the remembrance of the one Father. If there is the remembrance of many, your stage will not be stable, but the stage will be that which fluctuates. When there is the experience of the sweetness of all relationships, that is the experience of all relationships with one, and all attainments from one. The intellect cannot go anywhere else. Since there is only one, there is no one else. The intellect cannot become mischievous. Those who have a stable stage will constantly be loved and remain detached. Those who are loved by God will be loved by everyone. I think it is ended here. Okay, so we will take 1 minute of silence, and I will take you through the point. You can take a look and post to it. We will churn on today's Murli point. Thank you. Okay, if you all are ready, we can start the churning of Murli points.
Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone.
Shanti.
Very beautiful Murli, and I like the point. I like the title whereby my Baba has given us, all of us, as the lawmakers. By giving us this title, we get awareness that each and every step we take up, we need to be aware of what we are doing.
Yes.
And by taking these steps, the entire world will also follow us. Like our subjects will also follow us. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Sandeep. Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister.
Om
Very
Shanti.
beautiful, Murli. And thank you, Baba. And what struck me actually is this message that Baba is trying to give us of the marriage. And for me, marriage, one is the worldly marriage, whom you're married to, and then you surrender your yourself in a way that you want to help the other person more in a pure marriage, like you try to put the other person's requirements and needs in front of yours selflessly, and then you have a happy worldly marriage. But the true marriage is actually the marriage of the soul with the supreme soul, and that marriage is the real fortune that Baba is talking about. And I just wanted to share my personal journey in this, that of course, I'm a married woman in the worldly sense. I'm still married. But I reflect on, I was born in a Sikh family. And I remember that when we did the Fairas, and when you actually start reflecting on the Fairas and the meaning, actually the entire Fairas, even in the Guru Granth Sahib, are talking of marriage of the soul and the Supreme Soul. And I used to question that we are reading the Fairas of marriage to God, but we are getting married to a human being, right? Because that was just an interpretation. And after getting into Gyan and reflection, I've actually completely surrendered to the extent that I just feel I'm married to God now. And I tell my husband also, the worldly one, that you're number 2.
So
and he's number 1. So actually the real marriage is the marriage to the Supreme Soul. And if we can relate to that, the marriage is the most beautiful, heavenly, divine marriage, and the most symbolic of complete surrender. Om Shanti.
That's so beautiful, Harpreet. Thank you for sharing so beautifully. Very sweet.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Despite others disregarding you, your vision and attitude should be that of benefiting others. Yeah, thank you, sister.
Ji Bhaji. Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
I used to often think, after coming to the Gyan, surrendering doesn't mean leaving my house, leaving my family, going and staying in the center, reading the Murli, doing the Bhog. Is that surrender? As Harpreet really said, you stay in family, but yet you can experience a beautiful relationship of surrender. It's the other one, maybe it's dimag se, but Baba here say it should be dil se surrender. So if I remember very clearly in the 1969 Murli, Baba said, surrender is just one thing. It's transformation of your attitude, transformation of your vision, and transformation of our consciousness as to how you're going to use your body as spirit, how you're going to see your relations as lokik se kaisa alokik karna, how you're going to use your wealth, everything, just the vision changes. So when that vision changes, how do we see ourselves? And today Baba is giving the deep meaning. The scale of surrender which Baba goes on adding and adding the rungs of the ladder in every Murli is beautiful. And today what he has said about, he's speaking about the marriage. That's the companionship. Why? Because we tend to keep our feelings, extend our feelings, extend our things to things and all. So today is just saying, if you want your fortune, it is here. If you're looking for something, it's here. So I think this is a very deep meaning of surrender, which he has given. And I would like to see what is this rung of ladder. I've already tried to transform. So it's just, you're shifting from earlier what I was, what I am now. So it's not necessary I have to go and surrender myself over there. It's when everything of mine, my nerves and bones, my 30, everything is with Baba. That is for me total surrender.
I just want to share one thing. Yesterday, somebody was telling very beautifully that, and somehow this surrender topic came up. So very wise sister she is. So she was telling that we need to talk to our intellect a lot these days now. We have to tell, see, you have helped me, you have, what to say, cooperated with me, you have directed me so far a lot. But now you go to sleep and let the divine intellect work. That will that will be awakened. And again, we need to sleep our intellect. We need to tell him that, okay, you go and sleep and let the divine intellect work. Because this is where the conflict or the war comes. Manmat and Srimat. So that is very important. So hope to share with all of you. Yes, brother. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, exactly. You really touched upon a very good conversation with the intellect, which actually plays a big role. In the last Murli, Baba defined what is total surrender. Total surrender is an elevated mirror in which the soul can receive a clear vision. And total surrender means to surrender even the consciousness of the self. Now, having said that, keeping this as the background, when we see in this mirror, the elevated mirror, the clear vision, the soul has got a homework here that what things, three things we can see in this mirror in case there is not total surrender. One is my own nature, second is my body consciousness, and the third is my relationships. These three things, if they are still seen in the mirror, then that means the mirror is still not cleaned properly. I need to work on, of course, by talking to my intellect. And next is Baba said that while doing this cleanship, I need to be a lawmaker. I need to have that right, that power, that yes, I am powerful. A soul is most powerful, and remaining everything, my nature, my body consciousness, my relationships are my creation. I am the creator. So I can always change the law. And thereby I can change my customs, and which Baba spoke about, the customs and systems. With a new, I can set the new customs and systems wherein I can actually reveal Baba as it is. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother. Thank you. And one more point, we should not forget the egolessness. We cannot practice the seed form, as Baba said, that we have to sow each seed, being it a lawmaker, being it anything. without being seed form. And as one sister has shared from the 1969 Murli, if you can go back and read, without being egoless, you cannot even practice the seed form. If there is something you are holding back or you are very attached to your own intellect, your own justice, or your own specialities, that too will bring us down. That is also ego. So we really, really have to go deep and churn on it when we are sitting with ourselves or whenever you have a free time. Very, very important. Without being egoless, you cannot be weightless, which means Ashadur.
Yes, sister. Actually, the ego, the property of ego is that it needs something to be attached to. Always it keeps searching something where the ego can attach. For this, Baba, in that question answer, that what is the basis of a stable stage? Once the soul has got the experience of the sweetness of all relationships with one and all attainments from one, then this practice of this, if when the ego merges with Baba, and then it becomes, soul automatically becomes egoless. Then intellect cannot go anywhere else. Baba says that na, he will constantly be loved and remain detached. Then that stage is a stable stage. So then, love for everyone and God will constantly love the soul. That I think that is something which I am taking as a takeaway, that I will check every moment whether right now I'm experiencing the sweetness of all relationships through the one, which Harpreet's sister said, that the relationship of the soul with the supreme soul, that is all uh, at the intellect level, which will help me to be egoless. Om Shanti.
Adding on to what you just said, brother, the method today Baba mentions for this is to practice those three things. Have I surrendered my nature, my body consciousness, and my relationships to the Father? I think that's the tool which, while I was reflecting when you were talking about it, is this is a tool to practice to come out of that egoless stage. Now, how can I do that practically? Is the moment I get upset, the moment I get hurt, the moment I get somewhere disturbed, I need to check and catch myself. Why am I getting disturbed? And one by one, take steps on this. Wherever I'm getting disturbed, immediately I surrender to the Almighty, because He is the one who I can be. If I use the word, I can, without having any sharam, I can speak whatever is happening with me. And just speak out to Baba and surrender that incident, that situation, that relationship, everything to Baba, and just be free of it. Om Shanti.
Very
And
nice.
not only that, even sometimes when even we are not heard or we are not got the chance to speak or something, that also did not make me feel good. That is also somewhere my ego, that I was not heard. It is not that always the situation needs to come. The small thing. Whenever I did not feel very good, because now from the intellect level we have to come to the Ruhani level. It should be always in my feeling. I need to check, how did I feel? Did I feel good? Did I feel relaxed? Did I feel that, oh, I have to say, I have to do that? Is it something that I have to put my point or something? It can be in anything. That is also ego, which is not letting me go back to my seed form. Okay, considering to the time, we will now move to
Just one thing I want to say, let go. In ego, because we learned this in SML, let go. Don't put your nose up in the air and place yourself up. Let go. Come down. Be humble. Look within. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Girija sister. So considering with the time, we will meditate. Just sit back and relax and reflect on all the beautiful points all of you angels have shared. We all are Baba's angel. Baba never leaves me. He is with me all the time. It's me who many times divorce him, who many times separate thyself from him. He doesn't want to leave me, even for a fraction of a second. Feel that state of being that you are combined with Father. No matter where I am, what am I doing, with whom I am surrounded by, He is always, always there for me to guide me, to give the divine direction. It's all that I need to feel Him in all my relationships. Baba, I'm giving my all ego, my intellect to you. What you will think, I will think. What you will say, I will do. You come and take charge of me, my intellect, my nature. You take care all my relationships. Baba, I'm ready to give my intellect to you. You polish it. You make it divine. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Rashmi Ben. Thank you, Divine Family. And let's reflect back on the points of surrender that Baba has mentioned today as homework. And we shall meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you, sister. Om